65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Starting on the ground with Herbert. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Another carry for Herbert on second down. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On third down, Herbert. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action, it's Kelly. Rolling to his left. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 25 yards that time. A play fake. Now Kelly. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On second down, a run with Herbert. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. To throw is Kelly. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 26. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Down to the 22-yard line.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield,
out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Here's Kelly. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Well, this is what you want to see from your rookie quarterback on an opening drive, Charles. He looks cool. He looks calm. He looks collected in marching them down the field.
And, Brandon, I just think the game continues to change and evolve because we're calling these guys rookies. But, you know, they're throwing the football so much at a younger level now, way more so than what we saw when guys came into the league when you and I came through.
And also just the way, in particular to him, Charles, how he handles himself in meetings, just so professional and mature. Looks like he's been in the league 5 years.
Yeah, he cares about the game. He cares about his performance, and it's showing.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Treston Ebner, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one. So they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Finds his tight end Ingram. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. The Lions at 6-5 now on the year. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. from the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Now it's Mahomes again. Got his man. It's Williams. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On the option to give to Swift here. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. To throw, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great play there. With touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Lions are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Bucks with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holidays.
And he fires one that's intercepted. picked off by Kirby Joseph. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
It's a free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. They'll go again with Herbert. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
A handoff for Herbert. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now Kellen. The 20. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now, that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Barry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll go as nearly a loss of 10 on 1st and goal, so a disaster there. It goes as a 9-yard loss on the sack. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here and move it forward.
So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play, and that will lead to a 3rd and goal. Kelly to throw. There's Mooney with another catch. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Santos' kick is up and through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're starting to put some space here. You know, 1st quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This 2nd quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. On play action, it's Mahomes. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. He's got this, complete to Williams. And he goes out right around the 39. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. They go play fake. Mahomes. He's going to let this go. Back in the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
As a former defender, I can feel their sigh of relief after that one because when he breaks out of the pocket and you face a mobile quarterback, he causes all kind of problems in your secondary. They were able to force that incompletion.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. And again, it's Mahomes. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And it's caught. Touchdown. DeAndre Swift. His 14th touchdown now of the year. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Here's Kelly to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And unless Unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. This time they stay on the ground. And some room to run now. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Once again, it's Swift. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Mahomes going to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Patrick Mahomes, he can do everything seemingly, and that time he just reared back and let it fly.
And you'd think on 3rd down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And that wound up traveling an even 58 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now here's Mahomes. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll be out of bounds. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you wanted to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. On 1st down, it's Kelly. The throw for Claypool is intercepted. Picked up by Amani Oruwariye. And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Lions touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Kelly throwing after the interception. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On 2nd and 10, Kelly. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. Kelly. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that's also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Kelly. And this is going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
To throw, Kelly. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
They're going to try and throw. He's got a man, complete. And out of bounds.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
On 1st and 10, Kelly.
And this will be caught by Mooney.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver, that makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as...
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Amani Oruwariye. And the Lions are going to get it back here just past the 35.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season. And add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Swift going to try up the middle.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. On 2nd down and 4, Mahomes. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up with safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. The the Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're just looking for more of the same. Great first half so far. Good second half. And well, sometimes I guess maybe, Charles, these coaches, they don't have to tell these guys much when they're rolling like they're rolling right now.
You're exactly right. I've heard stories of some of the best coaches in our time or any time having grabbed their staffs at halftime and said, guys, they're playing really well. Don't go in there and give them a whole lot of stuff. Just pat them on the back. And essentially the speech at halftime is, let's go, guys, and that's it.
Yeah, no one's upset the apple cart so far.
On second down, Swift.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this throw will be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they will score. Pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
Well, Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense just added 2 more onto their lead, and now they'll see what they can do here offensively as they get it back following the 3rd kick. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Now a give right side Swift to the 43, 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
It's now 3rd down.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. He'll drop to throw.
He'll drop this one off to Swift.
And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
44 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Throw left side, complete to Ingram.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep...
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. And the Bears are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
That's still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it.
Now a first down throw, Kelly. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. To throw is Kelly. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 42. Now Kelly. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
To throw again on 2nd down. Kelly. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
Mahomes will try again on 2nd down. He'll complete this to Ingram, his tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34.
That last throw, CD, going to move him even further up that all-time passing leaderboard as he just moved beyond Broadway Joe. Joe Namath at 27,663 yards.
And that's impressive because Joe Namath, my goodness, he could throw a football. I mean, it was just gorgeous the way he threw it. Rallied his Jets to a Super Bowl win, one of the greatest upsets in NFL history. Broadway Joe, the man.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? With the quarterback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. And even 40 yards. He had one touchdown earlier, nearly a second one there.
Yeah, it took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep him out of the end zone after a big play. Perhaps you go right back to him. Don't need the distance, but maybe he can pay things off after a big effort.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And in for the Lions touchdown. Jameson Williams, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Wants to try to add the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Kelly to throw. Making the catch, this is the tight end, Oliver. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Here's Kelly. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Amari Cooper, 39 yards. And the Bears have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Now the point after try for Santos. And that will cut this lead down to 13.
Makes the score Lions 44, Bears 31.
So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, here comes Swift.
And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet.